Ross. I'm here for Purebred Reds, Adelaide United Fan TV, where Adelaide United have just drawn 1-1 with Newcastle at Cooper Stadium. Here with Alex. Alex, what did you make of the game tonight?
Well, first half I thought we were a bit slow, but second half I thought we deserved a lot more than what we got. Unfortunately, the football wasn't the best, but once again, part-time fucking referees, Mickey Mouse decisions, fucking, I don't know, it's like watching, it's worse than Sunday League Div 4, right?
Were we robbed towards the end there? From what I saw, keeper came out from Newcastle, didn't collect any of the ball, collected plenty of the man. Should they have gone upstairs for VAR?
Look, what's the point of having VAR if you're not going to use it, you know? It changes games, and that's the whole reason they brought it in. It should have been used. The referee didn't know what he's doing, and seriously, he should have a look at himself. If you watch that game tonight, I don't think he'd put a whistle in his hand ever again.
And just finally, did you think the tactics were a little bit negative from Marco Kurz? I mean, from what I identified towards the end there, the last 10 minutes, Baba Diawara sitting deep in our half when we should have really been pressing, trying to find the winner, being a home game. Do you think it was a little bit negative?
Look, I think the changes should have been a little bit earlier. We're very sloppy on the wings. Sometimes we need to be a little bit more direct. And like I said, changes make a game. But unfortunately, I don't think it was the coaches that made the difference today. It was definitely the officials.
Well, Alex, thanks so much, and hopefully, I'd assume you're here for the FA Cup final. It'll be a better night then.
I'll be here Tuesday, and we're going to fucking win.
Here with Nick after a 1-1 draw with Newcastle at Cooper Stadium. Do you think that, I mean, look, it wasn't the greatest game, like I said, but we certainly had good moments. If Bubba had started from the beginning, could it have been a case of us being a little bit more positive today?
Definitely, and maybe someone like Halloran not playing as well, because he seemed to be losing the ball a fair bit.
Yeah.
He'd get those few good interceptions, but then wouldn't be able to pass off, or he would go for a run and then lose the ball, so we then end up with not a very good chance, or just no chance at all.
And just assuming that you watch the A-League a lot in general, seen a lot of VAR calls in the opening weekend, haven't seen a single one in our first two games. Does that surprise you a little bit? And do you think it should have come out when that Glenn Moss incident occurred towards the end tonight?
The referee definitely should have looked towards that first before even going calling it himself, because he literally turned around and saw two players on the ground, and what can you expect there?
Nick, great talking to you. Hopefully better times ahead, and enjoy the FA Cup final.
Thank you.
Cheers. Here with Connor after the 1-1 draw with Newcastle. Connor, given that we didn't win in round one against Sydney FC, home game to back that up with, are you a little bit disappointed that we haven't won tonight?
Yeah, I'm very disappointed. You expect against Newcastle at home to get at least 3 points against Newcastle. I didn't think they had many chances at all, and as you saw last week, it was the same sort of goal, and we just got to learn from our mistakes. It's just, I don't know, not good enough.
Was the performance acceptable for you, given that we were missing Mirko Boland and also that Baba Diawara didn't start?
Yeah, I think it was. No, not really. I think we need Bubba to start. We need him in the starting lineup because we had no one to hold the ball up, and when he came on, you see we get more opportunities and chances when he's on the field. So I don't understand why he's injured, but I reckon he looked fine when he was out there, so he should be given a start.
If we've got a full squad to choose from against Sydney, do you see it being a case of being a better performance?
Yeah, definitely. We have to. We can't. You saw last week, can't beat Sydney like we did the last two performances. We have to be better, more clinical, and we have to start either Blackwood or we have to start Baba Diawara. Simple as that, really.
No worries, Connor. Thanks for your time, mate.
Cheers.
Here with Dylan, a former colleague of mine. Dylan, probably not the greatest spectacle tonight. What did you make of it overall?
Well, it was a great spectacle for the Carlton supporter. I mean, it was pretty entertaining. Disappointing not to get the win, obviously. We had a pretty good second half there, but again, you go one down. You know, your natural strikers are coming back from injury, and it's always going to be tough. So it's all been clouded by that one incident now. So
yeah, definitely. For you, I've got to ask. So we had no Bubba the first week, no Mirko Boland the second week. We're not in January or February where we're playing, 2 games a week, is that concerning that we've missed 2 of our most important players in the first 2 rounds, especially given that they've been home games?
Always concerning. We've had all these Spaniards who suffer from soft tissue injuries, and when you've got Kruska in 1 week and then out the next, it's really difficult. And I think particularly this year, it's all on Bubba. We know he doesn't have a good track record, so we need him to be fit. And so far so good, but it's very concerning. We want Boland back as well, so we'll see what
Taking no points from our first 2 games, both being home games as well. Is that something that really concerns you, given that in the A-League, generally from what we see, if you don't win your home games, you don't end up finishing in a sort of top 2, top 4 position. Do you think we can still come back from this?
Absolutely. It's very concerning, but I think one of the key things in the A-League is draws are actually really powerful. The more draws you get, the better. Losses are terrible, but draws are very important because it's so close. But the key this time, I think, is we've got a lot of really good attacking players coming back. If we're full strength, I truly believe, based on tonight, we're going to score some goals and we're going to get some wins. So normally I'll be really concerned, but there's a lot of upside.
Brilliant. Well, Dylan, thanks for your time, and hopefully enjoy the FA Cup final. I'm sure you'll be there.
Absolutely.
Cheers, mate. Thanks. Here after the Newcastle game, 1-1 draw, and I've got a bit of a unique fan cam here for everyone. It's with the Izzo Army.
We love you, Paul! We love you, Paul!
Now, let's be honest, Paul had certainly a much better day at the office than round 1. His distribution was really good, made a fantastic save.
He conceded one in both games.
Yeah, conceded in both games.
But in the FA Cup.
Conceded goals that you would expect Gianluigi Buffon to be honest.
We got to be honest though, he's come an awfully long way, and do you see it being a case of, because we're pretty set with goalkeepers at this club. Daniel Margush and Isaac Richards also coming
Richards
through.
would have to take a big step up, I feel.
I'll just
take
Honestly, we have one thing to say about Eugene though. Can we say it together as a group?
Go.
Old keeper Eugene, who do you mean? New keeper Paul, the best of them all. Paul Izzo is our man.
Nice guys, just one serious question to finish off with. We have a history of sort of selling our most prominent young players at this club.
We do.
If this season ends up being a case of Paul Izzo being at his best form, do you, sadly for us as fans, but obviously fantastically for him and for his individual career, do you see it being a case of us probably finding a good suitor to sell him to at the end of the year?
Let me finish. Paul Izzo. Brilliant player. He's going nowhere. Adelaide United through and through. He's made his way through the ranks.
Don't leave us, Paul. Don't leave us.
Shut up, Fetty. He played for Campbelltown, East Zone, State, quality player. He's not going anywhere. Adelaide United through and through.
Yes.
Doesn't matter how good a season he is. He might even make the Socceroos, but he's staying at the Reds. I can guarantee you that.
Come on, Paul. You say the Reds, Paul.
Just to finish with, guys, you're all going to be here Tuesday night.
We love you, Izzo. We do. We love you, Izzo. We do. We love you, Izzo. We do. Oh, Izzo, we love you.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Man, that was good.
Here after the 1-1 draw in Newcastle with Adelaide United's most recognisable and iconic fan, Steve Savaro. We see you at every away day and home game for that matter on the FanCams. Tonight, bit of a frustrating game. What did you make of it overall?
Exactly what you just said. It was very frustrating. I thought for sure we were going to get the 3 points, but it was just a frustrating game all over.
Yeah. Do you see it being a better situation for us on Tuesday night, Cup final, everything to play for against Sydney?
Oh look, Sydney are, to me, they're the benchmark. Sydney and Melbourne Victory are the teams to chase.
Yep.
Tuesday night will be tough. I mean, we're playing Sydney FC. They've got a well-drilled side, but look, let's fingers crossed.
Just historically, obviously you've been there since day one, since the various earliest days with the likes of Konsekiris and a few other of the founding Red Army members. I just want to ask you, now that we're so far down the track since those early days, has the general experience and the engagement with fans generally, has it improved and expanded a lot since the early days?
Oh, absolutely, mate. I have a lot of people coming up to me, just want to shake hands. They talk to me about what I've experienced, and it's grown over the years. It's fantastic. Let's hope Tuesday night we can pack out Cooper Stadium, and let's hopefully we can bring the cup home.
And just finally, Steve, do you see us finishing in the top 4 this season, or is it going to be a bit of a year where we sort of lament things not going our way, and hopefully touch wood not, but how do you see things going?
Oh look,
With everyone fit, of course.
I try to be honest. Everyone asks me whether it's at work or whether it's here at the ground. It's going to be tough. To me, the place that I see that we may struggle will be up front, but we got to hope. We got to back whoever's playing up front. We just got to back the team that Marco picks.
Absolutely, well said, Steve, and we look forward to seeing a lot more of your little fan snippets throughout the year. Look out for the Red Wig every home and away game, and I'm sure it's the first of many FanCam interviews we'll get on the Pure Red Reds with you. Thanks so much, mate.
No problems. I look forward to Tuesday night.
Cheers, mate. Enjoy the night.
Boys.